Good morning or good afternoon. Kim McGillis here, joining you live from Ontario. It is July 2nd and it is noon here on Eastern Time. I hope you're doing well. We're having fun this week with a brand new collection. If you've joined me yesterday, you would have seen the actual first card that we made. Today I have something a little bit different, but we're still going to continue with that same collection. So I'm just going to log on here. Yes. So if you're watching live, please say hello. If you're catching us in the replay, please say replay. I also like to know where you're seeing this video from. So that's kind of fun as well. So this is a brand new collection if ever you didn't see me yesterday. It is called Painterly Pears Suite Collection, and it is stunning. It's part of the online exclusive that is fresh to customers since yesterday. I did go on to log back on just to see, and yes, the entire suite is available. The only thing that is not available is if ever you are one of my French customers, Poire Parfaite, le jeu d'étampes, n'est pas disponible. So the French stamp set is, you'll get to see that. Okay, so just gonna see here, we have some comments. So, like I indicated, it is a beautiful stamp set. I love the greetings. Today we're gonna do something a little different with it. It's gonna be, totally what I love to do if you follow me regularly. The dies are gorgeous. There are 10. We will use some today as well. And my designer series paper is laid out here. I was convincing my own self, I think I'm my best customer, that I need to order more of the designer series paper, especially with what I'm going to show you today. Our color combination, I just go by the designer series paper. So we have basic beige, darling duckling, mossy meadow, old olive, petal pink, as well as secret sea. So these two colors are new in colors, darling duckling and secret sea. Okay, so you get to see that part. And then the ribbon, stunning as well. I shared how this would be a great ribbon for Christmas or even like the fall season. And it has a combination of mossy meadow and gold, so that's great. And then lastly, we have these dots. They're called low profile sparkle dots. You get to see like little sparkles in there. And I think they coordinate beautifully with mossy meadow, secret sea, as well as darling duckling. Okay, so I'm going to set these aside. And also, if you have seen, thank you for those who have ordered the Painterly Pears Suite Collection, our global collective. We've done 12 projects. You have everything: fun folds, scrapbooking, techniques. It is a great collection to inspire you with 12 tutorials. Some are videos, some are with instructions, written instructions, so you get both. You can go to kimmcgillis.com in my shop tutorial section, and it is there for you to purchase. So you will love it. And you can shop from anywhere across the country. If you're ordering from me, it comes here from Canada for $65 or more, then you get this tutorial for free. And if you're ordering for $60 this week, you will get all the pieces from my class. So enough with the chit chat now. At least it gives you time to log on. Hello, Jen. Thanks for watching. Remind me, Jen, where you're from. I can't remember. So yesterday we made this one. It's kind of simple, but I do like it because you can slide it off. It's like a belly band slide off like this. So I do love that. And then you can open it up and then just add like a gift card, some money in there. So I just love the long feature, and it does fit in a regular envelope. Now, you know that I love always like a white card base, so I had to do a white version as well. So now we have this one where I decided to add the ribbon on there, and it's just a simple white with the petal pink, and I just went with the coordinating paper like that. I also did a little something different on this one, which is add a cluster. So this one right here, or even if I show you from this one right here. It just, you die cut it in one shot, and it does this cluster of little flowers, and then I just pop some of the extras that we have with the other one and just pop them on top just to make them stand out. So that's kind of cute to do as well, that little cluster. So that was yesterday's. You could always go back. I do have to upload it on YouTube, which I haven't done at this point, but I will do that a little later. Okay, so today I want to talk about my favorite Kim's baby cards. You know that I love to make these 3x3 cards, and I just want to show a bunch of different things today. And there's going to be a this or that. You'll have to decide which one you prefer. But because you know I like to do the this or that part too. So hello, Kathy from Australia. Ooh, what time is it in Australia right now? I think it's late. I think it's late because I do have one of my friends that's in Australia, and we always chit chat. So just grab a piece of 6x3, and we're just gonna score it at the 3-inch mark. This is one of my favorite things to do. Today we're gonna do a little bit different. This is 2 3/4 by 2 3/4. By the way, the 12 tutorial, we did them in metrics and imperial, so you'll get both. So if ever you're purchasing, you'll get that part. So now I'm using Darling Duckling this morning, just because I wanted to do different. I'm the type of girl that loves like a shabby chic look, and I feel like this designer's series paper has that exact look. So it has that shabby look, and that's why I love it so much. Now let me just grab my little brush here. Here we go. So this morning we're going to, give me a second, start off on the side, especially this time, like it's very juicy as a stamp set, so I don't want you to have some marks. But the yellow stands out a lot more than the petal pink like I did yesterday. So I suggest that you do that. It will just make it pop. And then I felt like if you're using the dark petal pink or even the light one, it does have a pool of yellow like in it, so it blends beautifully if you want to add those specks. Now if you don't, oh my gosh, I went a bit extra here on the specks, but it's okay. If you don't want to damage the tip of your stamping blends, you could always use this one as well. So now we're just gonna mount this on the top part, and yes, I did go grab myself some mini glue dots and dimensionals. So you all know that I love the babies. Oh my goodness, Paul is here today. Hello, Paul, how are you from Utah? The big discussion that we were having, how we miss attending events in Utah. I used to love the shopping, the weather, that mist, that dry weather, the altitude, maybe not so much when you're jet lag. So, okay, so now we're just gonna add this here. Now, if ever you follow me on Facebook or Instagram, you'll see that I'm making this card, but I'm gonna make it stand out even more than just a simple card. So you'll get to see that part on there. So you'll see that different look. So you might want to go back. Yesterday I shared that the Round We Go's dies are on the last chance list, and you know these are my favorite. I use them all the time. I am saddened by the situation, but anyways, it is what it is, and as long as it's still there, I will use them. Like if they're still on the last chance list, I will use them. So I've already pre-cut myself one in petal pink. Now, making mini cards are great. First of all, I have this customer that says that she brings them to the nursing homes, and that they will give them to, like, if ever they've had a meal, they'll give them to the caregivers and that sort of thing. So like minis are great, but they're also great to add to little gifts. but as well as to use all your little itsy bitsy leftover pieces of designer series paper. So yesterday I had this one, which has that look, and then have these little pieces, and I believe truly that you should use them all. So this is where I'm saying that it has that shab kind of look right there because of the pinks and the greens, and I just find that it's great. So I'm going to use lead and tread today, and before that I'm just going to mount this part right here. I went to my new nail lady, and she was saying that she was losing her voice, and I'm in the same boat today. So I don't know why. Like, it's just like, I guess it's the weather here in Ontario. We probably have like a lot of, it's allergy season, that sort of thing. Okay, so I have this laid there. I'm gonna set this aside for now, just in case. And now we're gonna pull the stylish shape. So I showed you yesterday that this is number 3. So it is going 1, 2, 3. So just grab that one. These are great to use. And now we're gonna grab some petal pink. And we're just gonna add that. Paul is apologizing. You never need to apologize for missing me yesterday. Like, you know what? This is a fun thing. You could rewatch. So now just added that petal pink because I do have that, want that little pop, extra pop right there. And then it will just lie right here, but we still have that shadow. Now don't add your dimensionals everywhere. I want you to add them maybe like just in the center because I want to be able to tuck other little pieces. I have so many scraps. It's like so fun. So my technique, if you don't want to do that, you do not need to do that. You could always die cut in the color of your choice. This is Old Olive, but I just like that blend of color. So I did go ahead and add that color. And plus, my cards, at the end of the week, it's going to be a full card class, pretty much like a full collection. So I'm using that same technique. I really don't mind that they're dark and that there's darker spots. And I do add some specks that you could use from the stamp set if you want. Also, I needed some petal pink. So I just used my scraps and added that petal pink right there, okay? So what I've done is I've die cut this image right here for this part. And then this one, and this is where the this or that is gonna come along. I find it adds that texture, right? So this is gonna be for the pink part, okay? You could always add in there bits and pieces right there. And then I'm adding whatever I have as leftover on my side. So I do like odd numbers. So this morning, I'm not gonna use this one, but I am gonna cut off this part right here. Like this. And then this is just gonna tuck in here. I could do 3 on one side, 1 on the other, whichever, like it depends what you would like to do. Actually, I am gonna grab this one because I feel like the other one is cut a little bit in pieces. So this one's gonna tuck in here. And actually, I will add a second one. I feel like it looks naked. We could have put a third if we wanted to, but look how cute this is, okay? Let me grab some of the minis. Mini glue dots, I just add like this, and I'm just gonna tuck on the inside. Now I'm gonna do the same thing here. Just tuck right here. And another one. And then I don't know if you've been a demonstrator for a very long time, but I'm gonna bring back something very ancient for our envelope later. So you'll want to stick around and you'll have to let me know. Just going to add a couple of specks. We're just going to add that texture on the top right here. And add it right there. Look at that. This reminds me, like I was saying that yesterday, how it looks almost like something that would be crawling on a fence in a garden. So that's kind of fun. Now, some of the designer series paper, we've talked about it, that it blends beautifully with our dies. So we have 4 different dies that fit exactly on the actual paper. So I would need a full collection, but this is the one that we're using today. And you could watch yesterday to see the other 3 if you haven't figured them out. I've already gone ahead and die cut the little image, and then we're just going to toss the pear on the side. Now you do want to show that piece in the background. Look how cute it's coming. I also have the little pieces, those little flowers that you could just go ahead and die cut, and I said to use the mini flowers right this. So tuck them in wherever if you want to add more than one. I did do them in yellow on this one. It turned out, and Darling Duckling actually, it turned out great, so you could do that as well. So I always go live at noon or 10 when I was in Regina, and I have my husband while I'm doing this sending me messages. Are you okay? I'm trying to reach you. And he knows I'm live, but he probably just forgot. I was going to say, somebody message him and tell him she's on a live right now. So we've added the little flowers, and then we're going to go here, and I'm continuing with that shab look and just adding my bow. So I'm going to do a double. I'm just doing my measurement. It will have to be tiny, right? Because this is like a mini card. And then I just want to show you the other part. So if you bought my tutorial, you've seen how I've wowed my envelope, right? For the global ink tutorial. Now we need to wow this baby little mini card as well. Do you guys have leftover designer series that you don't even know what to do with? Do you have that at the house? Okay, here we go. Actually, I'm going to go a little higher for this one. Let's go here. The bow might be a bit crazy big right now, but it's okay. We'll fix it. So there you have this mini card. Now let's go with a this or that. Do you prefer, you might not see it bright right here, but do you prefer it has that piece right here, that texture, or do you prefer more like of a plain look with the card on the right? I would love to know, left or right. Hello, Nicole. Nicole lives with our leftover envelopes. I get this question all the time because you know that I like to do my babies. So these envelopes were Stampin' Up. They came in packages. I can't remember if it was 20. I purchased lots when they was on the clearance rack because I like making mini cards. So somebody was asking me, Kim, how can I do these envelopes? Do you buy them? Do you make them? I normally send them in your kits like this, and I embellish with the leftover my envelopes. But I thought it would be fun to have a coordinating envelope to go with our designer series paper and all. So Paul's saying that he has tons of DSP, that he's a hoarder, but really needs to use it. So this, Paul, would be a great thing. Tammy's saying left, so she likes that. So Tammy has the best craft room because she's got the vintage Stampin' Up stuff, and I'm always waiting to go to see what she has because it's like so fun. So if you've been a demonstrator forever, you would have that punch board to do envelopes. I tested it. I tested it this morning just to see. But if you're making an envelope that is for that 3x3 card, you almost need to cut a piece of cardstock that's 5.5 by 5.5, or DSP 5.5 by 5.5, and then you'll want to score at that 2 3/4 mark. Like, you'll just make a little score. I'll show you how to do it, and that's where it comes. Where now I want more designer series paper from this collection because I want to make piles of little envelopes. The easy way is, if you have that Stampin' Up! Punch board for envelopes from years ago, it will be a lot simpler. So I'm just going to use this paper this morning, and I'm going to show you, if I cut a piece of cardstock that's 5.5 by 5.5. Now, I was lucky because I found on a clearance rack a punch board, so I just grabbed it. And what I've done is, you might have the one from Stampin' Up! Or not, but it's a 5.5 by 5.5, and then I'm bringing this at the 2 3/4 mark, and I'm just gonna slide this here. Don't fret if you don't have a board like this, it's not a big deal. You could just like grab one of your papers that you're like not too keen about, and then just test it out. So, sorry, I was supposed to punch, but here I am chit-chatting. So this is an easy way if you have that board, and if you don't, it's okay. And then on the opposite side, they also have a corner rounder, so I just decided to round my corners. So you know that when you're going to see my image, it's going to have lots of little envelopes, right? So, and then the simple thing is, you're just going in like this and then gluing it together, and it makes your envelope. So it's kind of great if you have that punch board. You don't, then we're good. We're still gonna figure it out. Okay, so, and where's my other one? Anyways, I had a green one as well. So you see how these are cute, where you could just package them up with all your little cards and it would be great. So I did go ahead and stamp the hello from our stamp set, and then just use this part, and I mounted it on a dimensional. Why? Because now I could just go ahead and tuck it right underneath with a dimensional. So that's kind of fun. So that's cool. So if you don't have that board, no biggie, we could just do one ourselves. So 5.5 by 5.5. And then you'll go at the 2 3/4 mark and grab your score, but just a tiny score, and do for the both, all 4 sides. So just add a little fold, same thing on this side, and on this side. And then you're gonna wanna meet the score lines. You will have to adjust it slightly because it's not going to be perfect. You could go a little bit on the inside, but so I'm meeting my score line to the opposite score line. It does a bigger envelope than the Stampin' Up! Ones, but it still works great. Perfect. So we have our 4 corners. If you have a corner rounder, you could do the same thing. If you don't have one, then that's okay. I think I forgot a corner. I'll have to bring it back. And then you would just score all your sides the same exact way. And then this mama forgot to do the top part here. But it pretty much comes to the same thing. Like, you'll be able to make the envelopes the same way. Obviously, if you have that old Stampin' Up! Board, or you find one, then it's still great to do, right? And then you'll just add your adhesive that same way. The envelope will actually be a little bit bigger than the actual card, just slightly even bigger than this one. But it still works out and it will still fit and you could still punch that part. But obviously smaller is better. And if you also want, you could just, if you want that extra little nudge, you could also just grab your scoring and give it an extra little loop if you want to make it slightly smaller and have that little bulk and add a little chocolate in there. It will fit perfectly, so let's do that. The chocolate are downstairs, so I don't have them here with me, but that would give it even that extra little hump there. So here we go. And you still have piles of room when you're doing that. It's just like the guide itself, and then you could just add the others. So this is a great way for you to continue using all your designer series paper and make some simple envelopes. And you know, I love, the reason I joined Stampin' Up! Is because everything coordinated. So the fact that I would have little cards that coordinate with the envelopes, to me is like so fun. Paul is saying there are Facebook groups where people sell advertise SU stuff. I've seen the punch board. There are also other companies. Exactly. I just found them like at a clearance rack. I found them at $5 or something like that. You can find them in thrift stores as well. I just think that it's a great way for you to be able to utilize that extra designer series paper and make beautiful projects. So, oh, here it is. I have my little green one. And also what I love about when you're using designer series paper for your envelopes is you get to see the beautiful inside as well. So, you know, if I'm grabbing a little packages, I'll bundle up all these little envelopes right there. And then I'll tie some linen thread around and then make all my tiny cards and make a beautiful package. So it will pretty much be stunning, and it's featuring all our colors that we've been using this week. So at the end of the week, you'll see we'll have piles of projects and you'll have a full collection of pairs. Plus there's also those cards from the tutorial that you could add to the package. So thank you so much. Jackie's saying beautiful. I hope you've liked it. It's kind of my thing that I need to do the babies. So today I thought it would be great. Yesterday was that fun fold, and today we have the baby cards where you could just do lots of these. Enjoy your day, everyone. Happy Wednesday. Bye-bye.